Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University. Really excited here to be joined once again by the one and only Rachel Phillips.
Got to take over for JC. I mean, if he's sipping Mai Tais on a beach, I got to be here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's what, on a visit to Colombia, right, Nate?
He's in Panama, but what am I over here?
Yeah.
It's excited to be joined by Rachel, of course, Adrian, but you and I share an office in there.
Nate, it goes
You and I
without
were
saying, we're
boys.
always excited for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it's good to have Rachel back in the house. Rachel, have you seen Kangaroo Jack?
I haven't. No, this is like your favorite movie, but I still haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
It's a good one.
On that note, we'll go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. District games getting underway for a lot of El Paso teams, and that's the case for our game of the week in District 168. This game just went final, a showdown between Montwood and Franklin. We'll then check in on the Canutillo Eagles. They hosted Mountain View tonight, and it was Matadors versus Conquistadores Delvalle taking on Parkland. But first things first, our game of the week, a district matchup between Montwood and Franklin. Both teams entering the day 1 and 2. Both had some tough losses against out-of-town opponents. For the Cougars, it was also the return of their head coach, Darren Walker. He was back from medical leave, his first game back this season. Go ahead and pick things up here. Let's send the highlights again. Our game of the week.
Will Heron not pictured.
Not this one. This is Franklin's Cameron Bird. Gonna pass it to Bo Sparks. Nice grab. It'll cap it off with the touchdown. Franklin up 7-0.
Sparks, jeez.
Montwood with the ball right here is Kevin Melendez. Going to pass it to his go-to receiver, Yamil Oaxaca, only he fumbles it, and Franklin's Hector Facio scoops it up for a touchdown, 13-0 Franklin.
What is going on out
then
there?
In the second quarter, Montwood's Franklin Melendez with the handoff to Isaiah Claudio for the touchdown.
Hey, he's happy about it.
13 cowbell, 13-7 Franklin. Kevin Melendez with the huge pass here to Yamil Oaxaca. Wow, nice touchdown right there. 14-13, Montwood takes the lead, and Franklin's Cameron Bird gonna pass to Miles McWhorter. And he'll just take care of the rest. Touchdown Franklin. They're gonna go for the extra, they go for the extra point. Cameron Bird to Dominic Hernandez. Easy laying right there. 24-14 Franklin. Then Montwood's Kevin Melendez with the quarterback keeper. Keeps it himself, takes it in for the touchdown. Will's loving that. Final score in this one. Again, as I mentioned, this game just went final. Franklin pulls off the win here, 49-45. They get their first district win. We're going to hopefully be hearing from Coach Darren Walker. Jerry Nahada is actually out at that game interviewing Coach Walker. So we'll hopefully have that for you later in the show. Again, this game just went final. It always seems to be that our game of the weeks are the ones that go the longest, and rightfully so in this case.
Actually, especially the offense in that game right there. Montwood made 2 late touchdowns. It was 49-31 there, Franklin. You saw there, Adrian, just about 5 minutes ago. The Rams coming back there late. The 2 spot, though, of the show, we've got full highlights from this one. Wasn't really as close. The Canutillo Eagles boasting who I believe the front runner for Player of the Year out of the gates in running back L.J. Martin, who's got 2 Power 5 offers to his name as a junior. So the Eagles used to the spotlight early in the season at 3-1. But the Mountain View Lobos, a surprise 3-1 start to the season. Mountain View, come on down to the blue turf. This game going down at Canutillo. That young man there, not really sure what he's into. Youngster, what are we feeding him? May remember L.J. Martin was just talking about him. He's not touched there. Lobos did not get the memo on the herd immunity with Martin. This one a little different here. They actually get maybe a whisk of the elbow on Martin, but same result as we see a touchdown there from Martin. Fans loving this one. Mountain View on offense here. Benjamin Gomez, the intended receiver. We've got a robbery, guys. Isaiah Chavez, hide your girl, hide your football. The robbery has been committed right on the doorstep, setting up Devin Granado's sneak attack into the end zone for the touchdown, and this is just a common theme. Untouched Canutillo touchdowns. Granados, nobody grabs him. Back into the painted grass. Look, if you're a Mountain View fan, it's a long drive home. I think there's
very long drive home.
There's a dairy. I think there's a Dairy Queen out there by Canutillo, right?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Maybe grab a Blizzard on the wheels. Now we've got a punt return touchdown here of the special teams variety.
He's going to take it out.
That's Lorenzo Areola. This is all in the first half. And then again, same dude, Martin. Pitch and catch. Round the outside, swing, swing. Touchdown. It was 43-0 at the break. And you know who was having fun?
Yeah, check this out. Look at this.
Why would you not be having fun? And
The
that's what the team's
Canutillo
doing.
student section.
Going skins.
A lot of hormones, not a lot of shirts, guys. Flex cam. We got one more who wants to get his deltoids in. This guy right here. Oh yeah, all that extra time in the gym paying off. 57-0 Canutillo. Backwards Pfizers. Bringing it back, guys.
Why not? I mean, yeah, look, let him be.
Yeah.
We'll next head out to Bowie High School, though, the home of Nate's favorite mascot, the Bears.
Bear country.
Hosting Andress, the Eagles entering this district matchup with a 2-1 record, while Bowie is looking for their first win of the season. And Bowie not only speedy out of the tunnel, but speedy out of the gates. Opening drive, they work it all the way down to the 20, and QB Aaron Ramirez lofts it up to Herion Sanchez, who's waiting for it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bowie. And they don't stop there, going for the 2-point conversion to rack up the scoreboard. Ramirez this time to Jose Andujo, who pops out of a tackle and into the end zone he goes. And you see the hands there. He knows it's good. And Nate, your bear, watching on with delight, bopping that head along. But that bopping stopped almost immediately because off the kickoff, Malcolm Anderson scoops up the loose ball, runs it all the way to the sideline, weaves in and out of 3 Bear defenders, and another lunging Bear tries to get him, but he takes it all the way to the end zone. I'm calling it early. This could be a sweet play of the week contender.
Easy there.
Yeah. Oh, it could be. I'm saying could be. Eagles hitting the post with the conversion, so Bowie up 8-6. Then mid-game, one of the lights went out.
Oh, no.
And it gave the Bears some time to cut some moves.
There
Look at
you
him
go.
Friday Night Fever.
To side, side to side. But I don't know if it compares to the Golden Eagle strutting his stuff, or should I say her stuff, carrying a purse off the shoulder. Eagles,
Is that its purse?
I love both these
Eagles
guys.
are not letting the light out affect them. In fact, all lights are blaring as Elias Duncan goes in for the QB keeper. The final in that one, Eagles 52 to Bowie 22.
Wow, we got some Eagles versus Bears.
I do love
Actually,
both
yeah.
of those mascots.
I kind of want to go for the Eagles. The tail of the eagle I was a fan of that.
You see the torso on
Yeah,
the eagle.
we mentioned
into
it all.
the crunches.
Yeah, the 8-pack that.
Worth
he's
mentioning,
got
though,
going.
for Andress, Jeremiah Cooper, Iowa State commit, did not play in
Right.
this game, resting because of injury. I'm told he's going to be all right and be back next week.
Well, fresh off their first win of the season, the Parkland Matadors hosted Delvalle tonight. The Conquistadores at 3-1, looking to bounce back after falling to a very good Canutillo squad, as you just saw in the last highlight. Delvalle's Jesse Ramos going to dump it off here to Christian Martinez for a 15-yard screen pass right there. Ramos again with another pass, this time to wide receiver Eli Molina for a 45-yard pickup there. Then very next play, Ramos, enough with all this passing. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it myself. Going to punch it in from 5 yards out. 7-0 Conquistadores. Then next possession here for the Matadors. Remember, they were our sweet play of the week winners, Nate.
Well, we got to show the scoreboard here. You know who's shooting this game.
We'll talk more on that. Yeah, Moreno. Quarterback Ethan Ortega throws behind his receiver, only for Delvalle's Brandon Tejas to say thank you very much and return it 13 yards. Conquistadores waste no time going for the kill by dropping this 22-yard dime in the back of the end zone to Christian Martinez, putting the Conquistadores up by 2 touchdowns, 14-0 after a 3. And then out by the Parkland Matadors, Jesse Ramos going to toss it to Damian Diaz for the 25-yard pass. After several plays, the Conquistadores, you're going to see coming up, going to some trickery.
I'm just waiting on the rack focus
reverse.
here.
Brandon Diaz will take it into the house. The Matadors will try to make a game out of it with under a minute to go. Eric.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The rack focus.
You saw it. There was the rack focus. Eric Ortiz going to throw a 50-yard bomb to Fernie Estupiñán, setting up the Matadors in great field position. Next play here. Eric going to call his own number. And finally, the Matadors going to get on the board here.
That's a big dude.
To the house.
I'll take it.
Stretch
That's
it.
that stretch, baby.
Give me the sticks there. Yeah, he's in. They confirmed. Say he was down. Well, they said he was down at the 1, though, actually. Sorry about that. Now, the next play, though, you see the takeaway from Delvalle on 4. The defense comes up with a big stop, but I don't know about that one. We might have to slow-mo that one. Moreno did warn me about that play, but in the end, though, it wouldn't have been enough. Delvalle gets the win, 27-7, the final.
Yo, homes to BelAir, Director of Photography, John McMinn from ABC7 on the Grill.
Let's go.
Got some words to say there. Charring the dogs.
I like mine well done.
That's the best surprise of the night for me.
Moose start. Also hungry, the Horizon Scorpions, who led 40-14 at the half. Out of the gates, second half, Highlanders trying to mount a comeback. That's Noah Moreno. Speaking of Moreno, on the quarterback keeper touchdown, BelAir.
No rack focus, though.
So now it's 40-21, and these kids right here are doing some trickeration. 2 balls, 1 pass.
Future Highlanders.
What
there,
are they
looks like.
teaching in schools these days? Is that on the SAT, ACT? I don't know. Next BelAir possession. They've cut the lead to 19. Houdini in the pocket from Moreno over the middle, but
Oh, no.
love you like a tip drill, and Horizon gets the INT. That effectively stalls any BelAir momentum, because a couple plays later, Ernie Garcia has been the Horizon Scorpions' best player all season long. Comes back to the football, high points it, and walks it on home. All Horizon in this one. In the band, we got some In Exis type lighting.
Look at the flashing
there.
lights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
ELO.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Didn't have
Electric
those.
light orchestra there.
Didn't have those lights when I was in drumline.
LED.
That's
like a rave or something.
64-28 the final score in this one. There we go. We've heard Will Heron all show
Yeah.
piping up from the background. I'm not sure if you
He's-
could, our
I'll
mics
do
can
that.
pick him up.
He's
Let's
fired up.
Let's
Yeah,
actually
he's
just go
ready
ahead
to
and
go.
introduce him
Back.
here. Yeah.
What is up, fellas? Excuse me, fellas and ladies. What's
Yeah,
up, girlie?
no.
Come on, Will.
Great to see you, Rachel. What is good in the hood, boys? Let's get some energy in the show. We've been missing it, and now you got it. Beautiful night out in the Borderland for some pigskin. So less Will, more ball. Undefeated Eastlake Falcons taking on the 0-3 America's Trailblazers, and this one, y'all, was a defensive battle from Get. Jacob Carvejo hands off to Noah Franco, who's going to take it over the middle, but he's going to get crushed right there. Eastlake about that defense. Next play, and the Falcons trying to get on the board with some trickeration as Esau Uribe takes the pass and throws one of his own to an open receiver for the first down. Eastlake, though, driving with 3 minutes left in the first half, and Rendon wants this one back as he hits a wide open Logan Parsotus on the wrong team. Told y'all, defensive game. Trailblazers driving now in the second half. Carvejo, the QB keeper, accepted, gets knocked out of his hands and into the Falcons' welcoming mitts. Eastlake would stall. The Trailblazers would continue. Fellas, pay attention with Nate. I'm looking at you. Trailblazers with the ball. Carvejo, another sneak, except this time, I don't know what happens. He steals the ball. He strips it somehow. Uribe flies down the field the opposite direction for the touchdown. I'm smelling Cupcake Gate. Nate Americas takes it 23-14. It was boom. The 3-1 East Indians doing battle with the 1-3 El Dorado Aztecs, and we had a little bit of movement early in this one. First drive, Ricardo Portillo lays the ball in the hands of big Isaiah Redison. The bruiser finds a seam on the left side and takes it, but he gets a block, but he gets caught from behind. That's going to be a thing. Wouldn't matter, though, because Portillo from the gun rockets it the pass to Devin Rubio for the 6. El Dorado up 7-0. Next drive, Isleta Indians wanting that payback. Adrian Robes hits Diego Ponce on the wide receiver screen. Ponce cuts across the field looking for pay dirt, but gets, watch him, hold on to your helmet.
No.
Boom, there. His nose is going out his ear hole. Oof, fighting Adrian Ochoa's right there, getting busy. I like it. Next play, Ponce thinking.
I don't think Adrian went to either of these schools.
He did a lot of things. You don't know Adrian.
I was in the Isleta district, so
Hey,
that
Bill,
kind of
dude.
works.
That's something.
He's going to have nightmares about that play. Aztecs turn now. Redison going to try to sneak to that right side. Heads over there. And then he's going to rumble through the middle
Aye.
to the open field. But once again, he's going to get caught from behind. Buddy, we're going to have to work on that and practice that breakaway speed this week as the Aztecs maul the Indians 52-26. That one was a good one. But you know, it is great to have Darren Walker back. I messaged him when we found out he was sick. Awesome to get Franklin going the way they're supposed to be going. And Rachel, you're kicking tail, girlie. Make it happen, Captain. I love it.
Thank you.
Also, Franklin on the move here, Will. You got to be pleased about that.
I'm always pleased when Franklin does good things.
We're hopefully going to hear from Darren Walker again. We hopefully get that soundbite. Jerry was attempting to get an interview with him. Hopefully we'll get that to you later in this show. As for Eastlake, Nate, they were contenders for the Sweet Play of the Week for like the 2 first weeks of the season. They never won, but now here they are again. third time possibly getting nominated.
The Meryl Streep of El Paso area cupcakes.
I think, hey, get online, vote, and hopefully, maybe the East Lake Falcons will get it this coming week. Plenty more to come here on the Borderland Blitz. We have another District 168 showdown to talk about when we come back. That would be Socorro paying a visit to Coronado. We'll also check in on El Paso taking on Irvin. This one had quite the finish.
Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com.
Visit westerntech.edu and enroll today.
Before Aaron Jones came on the scene,
We're going to try to do our best to stop him.
El Paso's record-setting running back was
Stephen Lee, our new 7 Pepsi-Cola Player of the Year.
what's become of 1980s Borderland high school football legend Stephen Lee.
I haven't seen this in, I can't even say years, it's been decades.
Watch Nate Ryan's special report, Long May You Run,
You're never going to forget what you do in high school. You're going to always remember it.
Sunday night at 10, only on ABC 7.
Oh.
That's a good buddy of mine right there. If we could take the video real quick, that's John Matthews. He's the band director for Eastwood High School, just the new band director. Good buddy of mine. We went to Eastwood together. Awesome news to hear that, he was taking over the Eastwood band program. And he was just like that when we went to school. Always hyping up the band. And nothing's changed with John Matthews, so a shout out to a good buddy of mine, John Matthews.
He's got some moves,
Pretty
yeah.
shaggy character.
He does. He's got some moves, and that band program in good hands with Mr. Matthews there. We want to go ahead and talk about Riverside here. They were in Monahans tonight, taking on the Lobos with an E. We did not misspell that. That's the way Monahan spells it. And yeah, it did not go Riverside's way. They get their first loss of the season. Monahans wins it by a final score of 35-21. But still, Gary Recorder's got those Rangers ready to go as they're about to head into district play coming up in just a few weeks here.
In good hands. Not in good hands was Riverside tonight, but
yeah. Not those Lobos taking it from the Rangers. Well, so Socorro was happy to finally end that losing streak that went all the way back to 2015. Time for them to notch up some more wins. They opened up district play at Coronado. The Thunderbirds still looking for their first win of the season. It was homecoming night for the T-Birds. In the first half, a lot of mistakes on both sides of the ball. Socorro quarterback right here can't handle the snap, and he's going to get swallowed up. That's Isaiah Aguilar, the quarterback for Socorro. Then in the second quarter here, Coronado knocking on the door. Handoff there. We got a loose pigskin.
Man, they're coach killers.
A scramble for the ball there. That's recovered by Socorro's Kevin Gomez. No worries, though, for the Thunderbirds on their next possession. T-Birds within striking distance again. The handoff to Ricky Lozoya. Ricky Lozoya, welcome to End Zone City. T-Birds up 7-0. Coronado going to try to tack on some more points before the half right here. But Socorro's Ricardo Avila is going to put an end to that drive with the pick.
tight spiral, though.
A low-scoring affair over at Coronado, but in the end, it's the Thunderbirds getting their first win of the season, and it's an important one. It's in district play. Final score, there you see it, 14-0.
The under.
Yep.
Now let's head out to the best field in all the land, in my personal opinion. El Paso hosting Irvin. The Tigers in search of their first win of the season while the Rockets head into district play 2-2 at the half. The Tigers and Rockets tied at 13 apiece. Who will the number prove unlucky for tonight? Tigers making it happen first, though, number 12 in motion, but the QB instead choosing to pass to Christian Carrillo, and C squared catches it and puts on the afterburners, dashing down the sideline at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, all the way to the end zone. That play even has the cheerleaders flipping out, both figuratively and literally.
Nice form.
There you go.
The Rockets, though, bouncing back just minutes later. John Knutson to Nicholas Rivera, tying the game up at 19 apiece, and that would be the theme all night. That game going to overtime and then double overtime, something I don't think many of us would have predicted heading into it. But this guy,
Oh, yeah.
while all of this is happening, the Tigers trying to secure their first win of the season. This guy, Mr. Casanova himself, steps out saying, "Can't take my eyes off of you." Oh, and he dances too, and then he pops up the all-time question, "Will you go to the homecoming dance with me?" Spoiler, she says yes, gets flowers, but then drops the chocolates.
Oh, no.
Can you believe it? So the guy gets the girl, but do the Tigers get the win? They do. Pedro Chavez gets a 25-yard run for the victory. El Paso beating Irvin in a massive upset, 41-35.
Excalibur Stadium, Hanks and Lubbock Cooper. The Hanks night, hydration is key.
That costume looks hot, so
That's
I don't
right.
blame him.
Is
yeah.
that water? Is it mead? You know?
There you go,
In the medieval times there. Lubbock Cooper, maybe into the mead. They can't handle the snap there early on. Lubbock Cooper, heavy favorites coming in from Northwest Texas. Meanwhile, the Hanks Knight is fully hydrated here, and he's back up and ready to go. Cutter Douglas, though, of Lubbock Cooper had a massive game. This touchdown run makes it 10-0 in favor of the Pirates. Aaron Jones, represent in the house, 33. We've got jerseys in the stands. Xavier Johnson of Hanks. This is with his team trailing 10-0. It looked like things were about to get out of hand early, but Johnson up the sideline, pick up a 48. Inside the 5, the Knights knocking. Now, a penalty would push him on back, but a couple plays later, bucking the trend. This is Idalius Coleman over the shoulder. Makes the touchdown grab, cuts it to 10-7. Hanks Knights, the crowd loves it. Everybody except for Aaron Jones. He's not amused by the over-the-shoulder touchdown grab that made it a 3-point game, but right before I got out of there at the end of the first half, Lubbock Cooper puts it in. Again, Douglas. Final score in this one, Pirates all over the Knights in a battle of groups of people who like to raid things. Knights and Pirates. Lubbock
Knights and
Cooper.
Pirates, that's a very interesting matchup. Knights versus
not,
Pirates. But a great effort, though, early on for the Hanks Knights in that one against a tough Lubbock Cooper squad. Other scores to get to here tonight. Clint was in Big Spring tonight. Didn't go the Lions' way as they fall to the Steers 42-16.
Very pretty stadium out there at Big Spring.
Ruidoso over in Santa Teresa tonight. The Desert Warriors. It was the battle of the Warriors. The Desert Warriors taking on the Warriors from Ruidoso.
The Standard Warriors.
It was Ruidoso falling. Santa Teresa getting the win. Fifth win of the season for those Desert Warriors. 38-14 the final over in Santa Teresa.
Ruidoso more the Mountain Warriors there. Gadsden over the Hot Springs Tigers. 35-13. Wasn't aware the Tigers preferred Hot Springs. They definitely don't like the Panthers. All Gadsden in this one, 35-13.
And then Mayfield versus the Roswell Coyotes. Roswell getting up in that one, 29 over the Trojans, 21.
Oh, Roswell with the dub over the Trojans. A bit of an upset there. Send things over now to social media. Brianna Perez, no JC today to give you a hard time, thankfully.
Yes, I have Rachel now.
Do you want me to take JC's place and give you a hard time?
I think so. I really think so.
I think my hard time would be a little nicer than JC's.
Brianna, I was over at your alma mater delivering cupcakes earlier.
Oh my gosh,
everybody
yes,
couldn't stop talking
Matadors.
about you.
You're a Matador.
Matador for
Couldn't
sure.
stop talking
All the way.
about you.
All the way.
Northeast represent.
Represent. Yeah. Here you go. Anyways, let's talk some social media. I want to remind everybody, to follow us on Twitter at Borderland Blitz, and you, of course, use our hashtag Borderland Blitz so you can show up on the big screen.
Guess who?
And guess who it is? CHS Library. Canotillo wins 57-0 versus Montwood. Mountain View. Here's a nice picture.
It's going to be tough, the content tonight with no Viva La Jeff playing last night.
No, I have a feeling they're coming up. We also have here, Terry, beginning of the 4th, Canotillo over Mountain View. Another nice photo.
There they are.
Wow.
And then here we go, Jeff. Here we go. Viva La Jeff highlight from last night's game against Burgess.
It's a tough loss against the Mustangs.
They always have really good videos. I wonder who takes all of them.
We are hiring. For multiple
Look at
positions.
That. Nice. My goodness. And then, of course, we have Terry again, halftime, Canotillo Eagles over Mountain View. Another photo. And then Jason, second quarter, Riverside 0, Monahans 21.
Oh, there you go. We've got some video from Monahans.
We were in good hands.
Yeah,
Look at
as it
this.
turns out.
Look at this. My
Sharing some video there.
goodness.
Thank you.
And then we have
That was a
the
dad joke,
Riverside
Nick.
High School Ranger Band, Game Time in Lobo Land, Go Rangers.
We took the band out there. Awesome.
And this one's from yesterday. Again, Viva la Jeff, final score, Jefferson 22, Burgess 28. And that's about all. Of course, I want to remind everybody you can also look at our scores at kva.com, where we can also watch our live news coverage here.
We've got 60, does that say 62 people live streaming currently, Brianna?
Let's see. Yes!
Whoa.
It does.
Hello.
Hi to 62,
Hello to
all of you.
those 62 peeps.
Of course, and if you don't have a Twitter, maybe you can also send us your pictures at kva.com/share. Back to you guys.
On the, maybe the TikTok. When are we getting the TikTok fired up, Brianna?
We could get some dances going up here.
I'm not that TikTok savvy. I'm going to have to learn. that
Venmo,
TikTok.
hit me up.
Well, thank you very much, Brianna. We appreciate it as always. Plenty more to come on the Borderland Blitz. We have another game to talk about over at Austin. Took place at Austin. It was between San Elizario and Cathedral. We'll have the highlights of that one, and we'll also recap the sweet play of the week, or as we like to call it here, Cupcake Gate. And more on that after the break.
All right.
Don't wait until 2022 to start chasing your dream career at Southwest University. We accept transfer credits helping you to obtain your degree faster. Enroll by September 24th to become a registered nurse, a medical assistant, a web developer, or a radiology technician. Follow your passion and start your career today. Call now at 915-778-4001 and enroll now at Southwest University. Visit us at southwestuniversity.edu for more information. Southwest University makes you happen.
Have you pushed your car to the limit? That's okay. For over 75 years, Martin Tire Company has helped keep your car rolling with oil and tire changes. Summer deals are coming in hot. Right now, save up to $20 when you buy tires and a Valvoline oil change. When you bring your vehicle to Martin Tire, you can trust you're getting the best quality products, service, and price. Schedule your appointment online at martintire.com or stop in today. El Paso, Las Cruces, and Alamogordo.
Need tires? Think Martin. Before Aaron Jones came on the scene,
We're going to try to do our best to stop him.
El Paso's record-setting running back was
Stephen Lee, our new 7 Pepsi-Cola Player of the Year.
what's become of 1980s Borderland high school football legend Stephen Lee.
I haven't seen this in, I can't even say years, it's been decades.
Watch Nate Ryan's special report, Long May You Run,
You're never going to forget what you do in high school. You're going to always remember it.
Sunday night at 10, only on ABC 7.
Well, welcome back to the Borderland Blitz. We had some more action over at
Visit westerntech.edu and enroll today.
Before Aaron Jones came on the scene,
We're going to try to do our best to stop him.
El Paso's record-setting running back was
Stephen Lee, our new 7 Pepsi-Cola Player of the Year.
what's become of 1980s Borderland high school football legend Stephen Lee.
I haven't seen this in, I can't even say years, it's been decades.
Watch Nate Ryan's special report, Long May You Run,
You're never going to forget what you do in high school. You're going to always remember it.
Sunday night at 10, only on ABC 7. The Aggies are looking for their second win in a row. Saturday at 6, New Mexico State welcomes Hawaii to Aggie Memorial. Scan this code to get your tickets now, or visit the ticket office at the Pan Am Center. Go to nmstatesports.com or call 575-646-1420. If you can't be there in person, the El Paso Las Cruces CW will bring you live coverage from the opening kickoff till the final whistle. Show the Aggies your support when they host the Rainbow Warriors, Saturday night at 6.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight, Jennifer Aniston, Dave Bird, a.k.a. Little Dicky, and music from Bossy. And now, Jimmy Kimmel!
no barking. I appreciate it. Thanks for staying up late after the on a rare and welcome Monday night of football here on ABC. The Raiders hosted the Baltimore Ravens in Las Vegas. Stadiums are back to full capacity, whether they should be or not. Fans this weekend packed the stands. Even tailgate parties are back. People gathered around to eat and drink in the parking lot, which is how we found Guillermo, by the way, is eating and drinking in the parking lot. It was like a tailgate party without the game. Some stadiums had special safety guidelines this weekend. Some required proof of vaccination. Some made you show a negative COVID test. And some had no rules at all. In Jacksonville, if you have COVID, hot dogs are half price. That's how they do it. I had an eventful weekend. I don't know if I told you this, but I got a shout out from former President Donald Jessica Trump this weekend. That's right. That's right. Thank you. I'm not sure why we're clapping, but I'll figure it out later. Fiberace sat down with Greg Gutfeld of Fox News, where they discussed, of all things, me. And I want to share this with you because it's fascinating. I mean, because everyone knows the guy lies nonstop, but it's really especially interesting when the story he's making up involves you. So he told this story once before at a rally. He has it in his head that when he was on our show, before he was running for president, I would wait outside to greet him, which I have, not only did I not do for him, I've never done for any guest ever. You guys have been out in the front of this building. I'm not walking out there, okay? And the guests, they don't even come in the front door. The guests come in the back. Anyway, here's a story which I, again, find so compelling because the story he tells is so incredibly specific and also completely untrue.
Jimmy Kimmel, he used to, I did a show many times before I was doing this. Yeah. He used to greet me on the sidewalk. He used to wait for me, nobody else. Yeah. This is before I was a politician. Yeah. Can you believe I said I was a politician? I hate to say that, but listen, he used to, Jimmy Kimmel, wait for me outside his studio in Los Angeles, very crowded street. When I came, he kissed my ass all the way in. And then what happens? I run, and all of a sudden I'm like this horrible guy. This guy, go back to his old shows.
The Man Show?
He treated me, he was nervous to talk to me. Yeah. He'd meet me at the car. Yeah. I think he might have even opened my door. You want another thing? And now it's different.
I was out there like a valet. I think he genuinely believes this happened. I mean, not only is this a fairy tale from beginning to end, he says he was on our show many times before he was a politician. But before he ran for president, he was on the show one time in 2007 with Carrot Top, by the way. And I think we picked the wrong guy. At the time, he was the host of The Apprentice, which was the 75th most popular show on TV that week. But he has me in his mind out on the street waving, waiting for him like I'm a dog or Eric or something, which is so strange. I mean, if you're going to make stuff up, why not make it interesting? Why not say he gave me a piggyback ride, I rubbed his feet or something? Guillermo, did you wait outside for him? Is he confusing us?
No, Jimmy. No.
That Donald Trump is still thinking about me because I'm still thinking about him.
Parkland practice was already over. Fortunately, Parkland was nice enough to reschedule our presentation. And big shout out to the folks over at Albertsons because they did cook another batch of cupcakes. Adrian, I know you were a bit perplexed when I came back, and
We did have some of those trunk cupcakes, and they were actually pretty good.
I've eaten a couple of them too. They were pretty good.
There's still like 4 or 5 more back in our fridge for the buzzards.
Guess what I'm doing after the show?
We got Speedy's Pizza. Shout out to Speedy's again, and we got cupcakes. So we're good to go.
Set.
But Nate, when you went to Parkland, this is what happened when you showed up there with the Matadors eager for your arrival.
Look, it's him! Are you sure? Yeah, that's him, that's him! Let's go!
Well, after 24 hours of searching for baked goods, our cupcake crisis has come to a close, and we've finally arrived at our winner of the Sweet Play of the Week. It's DJ Crest and the Parkland Matadors. Parkland, how we feeling? Watch the cakes now. That's what happens when you keep these young boys away from the cupcakes for 24 hours. They go crazy. They go crazy. DJ, come on in here, my man. DJ, I mean, most people like to catch it with 2 hands, but all you need is 1, man.
I mean, we practice it sometimes during warm-ups, everything, so it was like a reflex for me.
So you were a little surprised, though, on the wheels that I was packing right there.
This man, he should be in track, man.
Well, another reason we waited for the 24 hours is because today actually happens to be a special day. We're going to look at the cupcakes right here, but it's also, we've got a special birthday. It's Coach Eric Franz's birthday. Where's Coach Franz?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
The emotions there from Coach Freeze, putting on the shades.
It kind of makes you realize maybe things happen for a reason. Happy birthday to Coach Franz. And Nate, you got some wheels there.
How long did you outlast them for?
I got to get away from the cop speed, man. That's, you know, high school in the south side of Chicago, man. I got to be on my game out there.
24/7.
Actually, if our cameraman, Sean Felice, who did a great job out there, if he would have kept the camera on me there, I actually hopped a little chain link fence, showing off the athleticism.
Whoa.
That's right. I've got the kangaroo hops.
We do want to quickly here issue an apology to the Clint Lions. Our website did inaccurately say that they had won the sweep play of the week. That was a glitch in our computer system, so we want to apologize to the Clint Lions. We heard from their coach. Again, it was beyond our control. It was a computer glitch, so we apologize for that, and we're fixing that issue. But coming up after the break, going to go ahead and recap the scores for you in case you missed it. Plus, we'll hear from head coach Darren Walker on Franklin's victory over Montwood tonight. Okay.
Sweet. My hoops came to me.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and recap the scores from week 5. It's actually week 5. I know it says week 6 there. Week 5 of the high school football season. Franklin getting the win over Montwood tonight, 49-45. Franklin head coach Darren Walker made his return to the Cougars after he was on medical leave. We caught up with Darren Walker after the game. Here's that soundbite from Coach Walker of the Franklin Cougars.
Very happy to be back on the field. The kids did a great job. Our coaches have done a great job getting them ready, and so I'm just riding on their coattails.
Yeah, great to see Darren Walker back, and our well wishes to him. Glad to see him back on the sideline for the Cougars. Let's go ahead and continue with the recaps of those scores for you. Coronado getting the dub over Socorro tonight, 14-10. Eastlake winners over Americas, 23-14. El Dorado gets the dub over Isleta, 52-26. Delvalle, 20-point victory over Parkland, 27-7. And Lubbock Cooper all over the Hanks Knights, 55-10.
Moving forward, Andrus over Bowie. That one went down in Bear Country, 52-22. Rachel Phillips' first time at El Paso High.
Yeah.
Scenic views. Double OT thriller going the way of the Tigers over the Rockets, 41-35. Horizon, 64-28 over BelAir. Canutillo, a lot. Mountain View, not a lot. Bonahans, 35. Riverside, 21. La Mesa, 1-point dub over Fabin.
And Big Spring getting up over the top of Clint, 42-16. Cathedral over San Elizario, 35-14. Santa Teresa winning over Rio Doso, 38-14. Roswell getting the dub over Mayfield, 29-21. Gadsden getting up over Hot Springs, 35-13. And Silver City holding Chaparral to nothing, 51-0. They win that one.
And these scores from Thursday night.